Updates making peace. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The cat that's spitting facts got the Cadet culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Cat that's corner, Soju color. All the baddies is a lady. Pull up, he's a lady. Killer, you may also know him as that. Chatting with Kash on the back end. I was gonna add up the chamber like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the JUP like an OG status and I'm still up on the path. Cooking over gas, started the expansion. Looking like a black fan, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the first passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music and the cats like it's a groove. Truly, cats looking like a little movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do. We got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates making peace. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The cat that's spitting facts got the Cadet culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates making peace. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The cat that's spitting facts got the Cadet culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Cat that's corner, Soju color. All the baddies is a lady. Pull up, he's a lady. Killer, you may also know him as that. Chatting with Kash on the back end. I was gonna add up the chamber like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the JUP like an OG status and I'm still up on the path. Cooking over gas, started the expansion. Looking like a black fan, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the first passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music and the cats like it's a groove. Truly, cats looking like a little movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do. We got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates making peace. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The cat that's spitting facts got the Cadet culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC,
What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to the Planetary call. It is, I don't even know what date. I'm 10 days into conference season, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little bit fried. My brain is not its best. And even at its best, it's not that great. So this is going to be a little bit all over the place, but it's going to be a goddamn banger nonetheless. We have, a lot of times on this call, I say that we have fan favorite, but today's guest is genuinely the fan favorite. He hasn't been on the call in months, and yet every time people are asking, Soju, the lady killer himself, is back on the call. Could not be more excited about it. Along with Wasi Lawyer, if he shows up to make a very big announcement, it's going to be a very, very fun one today. So we're going to get going here in just a second, as soon as the comments get loaded up on my little screen right over there. In the meantime, let's look around and look how nice this background is. Oh, actually, what I really want to do is give a major shout out to the Turkish JUP community while we're waiting to get this going, because they gave me this necklace. Let me see. Can this show up on camera? I don't know if this works here. A little gold necklace of the Jupiter logo. It's pretty sick. So shout out was Murad and Bengi and the rest of the gang over there. Thank you very much. All right. I think we are good to go. Yes. 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 All right. Let's go. We're going to start off the same way we always do, the unofficial Cadet theme song. Let's go. You make it bigger? Yes, indeed. It is the Planetary Call. We are back bigger, better than ever before. I am, in fact, Kash. I am the cat herder here at Jupiter, in case you didn't know. And I want to start a new little competition. Here's what we're going to do. From now on, as you can see, it's a very boring, basic image of me. Is my screen showing properly? It is indeed. This is just what I look like in the real world. Every week now, what I want to do is have a little contest. So if you make a meme of me, it can be mean. Ideally, it's not that mean. The best one, whoever sends it to me on Twitter and tags me on Twitter, will use your image with credit, obviously, every week. So we'll have a little art contest in here, and that should be fun. So let's see what we can do. Oh no, Monique is so sick right now, but I always jam to this hype song. Please get better, Monique. Sumptuous, I've missed you as well. Who else is there? Wilson says, am I in Singapore right now? Nice try, Wilson. I'm not going to dox me that easy, my guy. We are. Drop a little jam in the chat. Juan says, Cash, we have 6,000 people assisting our event in Barcelona. Would you like to come speak there? If you have 6,000 people assisting, how many people are actually attending? I cannot even beginning to imagine. Is the face melting phase begin, Cash? It's going to be starting very soon. All right. Chat, it's good to be back with you. Let's get into it. If you are new around here at the Planetary Call, let me tell you what we're actually trying to do. This is a time to showcase the people and the products and the partners that make the Jupiverse so great. This is not actually a time to talk about the token price. We're not looking at any charts. We're giving you a rapid fire wrap up of everything that you might have missed so that you can remain max bullish on what we're doing here. As my guy Arnold would say, sheesh. That's what we're trying to do over here. JM to you, OG, and Cindy as well. J for J Arc. That's what we like to see. The agenda today. Oh my God, what a good one. We got this week in the Jupiverse, and it's been a very busy week. I'm going to tell you everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks, and you're going to be like, how is it possible that Jup is shipping this hard? I don't know, quite honestly. I don't know. Then we have a highly anticipated guest, Mr. Soju, the Lady Killer, here to give you the details about the Met airdrop for Jup stakers. We're going to go into the specifics of how it's going to work and into the specifics of the Met token and why you should be so excited about this. Already, there's tons of overlap between our two communities. Excited about that this is going to bring them even closer together for now and forevermore. Then we're going to have a new product announcement with Wasi Lawyer. I'm checking to see if he's here yet. He is not here. Let me quickly check my text messages and be like, on the call. I've messaged him again just now. And so you will be joining us very quickly. And then we're going to have a Cadet's Corner with a guy who, honestly, I don't know how he made it on this call. Something broke down in our processes for this man to make it onto Cadet's Corner. If you have a guess as to who it might be, drop it into the chat right now, and let's see what people think. And indeed, Will, it is a big week. Let me also just say, for the record, I don't tweet on any of the other Jup accounts. So if you ever see them say big week, they've all started saying that. I think I'll take a little bit of credit. I think I started to meme that into place. That's not actually me, all right? Come straight to the source. The only big week you'll find is on the Cash Donda feed. All right. Anyway, let's get into it here. Yeah, those are some correct guesses in the chat. Kind Chiron, aka Kind Chiron. I won't dead name him there. Says sure. It is in fact the Pickle Boy here for Cadet Corner. We're gonna get some good lore, I think, this time around. If you're watching this, do me a little favor, like the stream, retweet it, whatever else the KOLs will tell you to do. That's what I will tell you to do as well, because it's going to be a very fun one, and we should have as many people here as possible. With that said, let's get into it. This week in the Jupiverse, first and foremost, this is one of my favorite things that's happened in a long time to the trading experience. It is in fact P&L going live. You don't know how to turn off the Look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at all that. All right, you get the idea. P&L is now live. Joe Doe, Aaron, and the rest of the gang really cooked on this. Sorry, was that way too loud? I apologize. I did not expect that to happen as well. All your holdings from meme coins to DeFi positions on both desktop and mobile, realized plus unrealized. Let me tell you something that's really cool about this. No one else has this. In some of the pro trading tools out there, I won't give them any extra recognition, but they're good tools. They mostly only look at the direct pools, but at Jupiter, because our data is so much better, we're actually looking across like 70 different sources, all sorts of different DEX pools, but also RFQ and however else you might be trading. So this is something that really is only in Jupiter. Some people will be sad. And yeah, as Chiron says, we might need to give an option to turn it off. But it's also a nice way to know, are you actually making money or not? It's a great feature. Really love it. Excited that people are already starting to share it. Not yet everyone copies JUP. That's true, VDMD. That's not wrong. This is going to be a really fun one. And by the way, just a massive engineering experience to make this happen for you. So much data, so many different interfaces. If it feels and looks simple, I can promise you it is not. But some choices, right? Sharing the P&L card is even greater than taking profits. So you really need to get that out there. We are going to be, maybe I won't spoil it. Something's coming on that side. Make sure you're following the Jupiter Mobile Twitter page and you'll see what I'm talking about very soon. P&L now live. Let's go on to the next one here. Perps got even better. The best Perps experience on Solana here. Lower costs, bigger positions, now live for you. 60% slash and the linear impact fees. Fees are a little bit tricky on Perps. So the bottom line is this ends up being about a quarter cheaper on Sol specifically, along with BTC and ETH, which is pretty great because there's multiple different types of fees. So it depends on how you want to go into it. But the big news here, even bigger trades are now possible with guaranteed liquidity. This is something that no one else has really right now on Solana because everyone else is using order books. If there's not another side to your trade, you're not gonna be able to exit. That's just the way it goes. On Jupiter Perps, you can always exit. And now you can exit up to $10 to $20 million per position, depending on the asset, which is pretty incredible stuff. Shout out to Julian and the rest of the Perps team on that. Let's talk some public markets news now. The JUP ETP is now live in Europe. What is an ETP, you ask? Well, it's kind of like an ETF, but it's a European flavor. It's instead of exchange-traded fund, it's an exchange-traded product. But it works basically the same. People buy the ETP then accumulates actual JUP tokens, from the market or whatever else, and it goes up and down depending on how much demand there is for JUP. The main reason this is so cool is that it opens up new capital markets. There is, some liquidity in crypto, but it's not very much compared to traditional markets. The way that all of these products grow, the way that JUP grows both in terms of its price as well as in terms of its adoption and recognition, is that it's available and accessible in more places. This ETP is a giant step, folks. Make no doubt about it. This is not something that a lot of tokens have. I'll tell you personally, I've worked with 21 Shares for months to make this happen. Big shout out to 21 Shares, by the way. Excellent partners for this kind of thing. I believe they have the largest ETPs in Europe. And this is a huge thing. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a roadshow, telling the JUP story to European investors who can now finally access it without having to get on chain and do all sorts of crazy stuff. So this is a very fun one. Traditional markets come to Web3. I will say, here's a little alpha for you if you're watching. This is a preliminary step to an ETF. Now, we don't have an ETF yet. There's no application in, so don't get ahead of yourselves. But this is a typical first step for a lot of assets like ours as we want to get to more people up there. So this is bullish. VDMD says, when we buy a JUP, is this a wrapped JUP? It's kind of like a wrapped JUP, and I guess in a sense, with like a TradFi kind of wrapper on it. VDMD, it's not so far off. But yes, the main idea is, if you're watching this right now, you probably have Jupiter Mobile and you could probably just get yourself some JUP. That's probably the best way to go. But for a large swath of family offices and funds and so forth, they can't do that, right? Custody requirements, diligence requirements, etc. This allows them to do it much more easily. So this is pretty good. And then the other part of capital markets this past week, the DATs are loving Jupiter, as well they should. Major shout out to James, Alice, and the rest of the Sol Markets team. STSS is the ticker. I think they raised 400 million or something like that for their Sol DAT. And it's just crushing, and that's what we love to see. They've announced an official partnership with us over at Jupiter. They're going to take some of their 2 million Sol. They're going to native stake it on the validator for Jupiter, which makes your transactions land better, as Italo told us about before. And they're going to get some of it into JUP Sol, the highest yielding LST. And then they might do some other stuff with it, but stay tuned for those announcements coming soon. But big pools of capital coming to Jupiter, major partnership announcement. We're going to have them on the next Planetary call to tell us all about it as well, which is really great. I saw something about lend somewhere in there. No P&L for lend positions, Jay Buckle. Not yet. We're working on it. P&L is surprisingly difficult to track for lend positions, but we're getting on it. Right now, you can see how much you've earned on the earnings side. And that amount is $3 million in interest just by the earned users. I will say this actually dramatically undercounts because all of the collateral that's in the borrow tab is also earning, right? If you put in collateral, you earn something against it. We're not even counting it. This is just in the earning tab. $3 million. Just use Jupiter Lend, folks. It's the best and easiest way to go here. Jupnet is cool as fuck, says David DeLauren. Oh, cool as ASF. That's what I should have said. Love to see that. He is right. Any news on the forward tokenization for Forward and Superstate? I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything in terms of the timing, but I can tell you that Jupiter is supporting it both on the trading side and will be eventually supporting it on the lending side as collateral as well. We're working very closely with the Forward guys, really like those folks, just trying to figure out how to grow Solana DeFi for everybody. This increasing better planetary calls will soon reflect in price and time, Ignacio. Well, let's find out. Speaking of Lend, BitGet Wallet, big shout out to them. Nice partnership here. 80 million BitGet Wallet users now have direct access to their earning profiles within Jupiter Lend. This is how we grow the pie, bring more people on chain. Really love to see that. And then finally, 3 audits are done on Jupiter Lend, folks. That means that the public launch is coming soon. Don't forget, we're still in public beta. That's why, some things are a little bit janky. There's been great feedback. We've been improving the product rapidly. We're not even in our final form. We're not yet there. And we're getting closer and closer every day. One more audit that's currently underway to be completed. Then we open source and go into public. So that's coming up. 3 audits, Jupiter Lend, safe and sound. I will say, I don't know how much I should get angry about this, but I've been hearing some bullshit being talked by some other folks about Jupiter Lend, that it's not audited or that it's not safe or nothing. 3 audits, folks. You can go check them out. You can find them in the dev docs as well. You can see the reports for yourself. Very safe. Anyway, and then sorry, one last thing. Earn vaults are now live on Jupiter Mobile as well. If you have it, just open up the side menu. You can deposit directly in there from your wallet. Hundreds of thousands of people every month use Jupiter Wallet. They can now do that as well very easily, which is great. Speaking of Jupiter Mobile, let the trenching begin. The Trencher arc has started with real P&L tracking built natively into the mobile wallet, like we talked about earlier, but that's not all. V2 was its own arc, was its DeFi arc. Now we're into V3. We're going into the Trencher arc, trying to make Jupiter Mobile the best way to trench on the go, to find new tokens and do very cool things. So stay tuned. Shout out to Aaron and the team for getting this live. Again, this is, along with Portfolio, a feature that no one else has. I think one other wallet now has it, but basically no one else has it. P&L, nobody else has. So if you actually trade, this is the place that you need to be. Jupiter Mobile, let's see. Philip asked, will Jup token ever be important to any of the products that Jupiter is creating? Yes. There you go. Jup, as a reminder, we burned, I think, 350,000 Jup already through the Verify experiment, where people have to pay 1,000 or burn 1,000 Jup in order to get express verification. That number is only going up in time. Psycho says, when Jupiter Wallet extension? I'll be very honest with you, Psycho. I was optimistic that it was going to be today. I'll tell you this, it's not because of the team's fault. There are review processes by other third parties who I will not name for fear of being blacklisted, but we're waiting on them, actually. So it's all done. It's ready to go. We just need to get it approved and get it live for you. All right. Real quick, you like free money? Well, I might have some free money for you. Are you getting the Portals airdrop? Shout out to Portals, now integrated into the Jupiter Portfolio airdrop checker. Which, reminder, if you haven't seen it, that shows you your net worth over time from all of these airdrops that you might have received, and is the best way to stay on top to make sure that you never miss another dollar. And one other thing from the extended family here, be too loud as well, but Drip has just launched Drip Store for creators. So you can now, it's a better way to discover, collect, and connect. You can choose by category and see what people have going on here. Shout out to Megan and the rest of the Drip team, Sean, Joe, and everybody else there doing great work. What's going on, Mike? I see you in there. And I also see Alley Cat say, step up your chi. I won't say that name. I don't want to get blacklisted. I'm not trying to give anybody a reason to slow down on us. But if you like Alley Cat and you like that kind of direct, straight talk, Perps Showcase is coming up next week. Alley Cat has been doing a great job. Him and AG live streaming every other week when we don't have the Planetary call with product teams, so you get to know more, give your feedback, and so forth. Julian is going to be there. I hope he has his earring in. Julian's got some very cool earrings. And he's a great dude overall. Make sure you don't miss it. And then finally, actually, I'm going to play this little video. Hold on. Oh, look at that new logo. Jupnet, the technical preview is done. If you weren't here in Singapore, I'm very sorry to say you're not going to be able to see it for a little bit. We're finishing up the videos here. But Jupnet, the demo has been completed. Technical preview. It's still got a lot of work to be done. It's not coming out this week. I know I tweeted big week. It's not Jupnet. I'm going to tell you that right now. But we were able to see a live working demo of the Omnichain liquidity network being able to buy rapidly. Did you see that shit? It was crazy. It's so fast. Buy rapidly across multiple different chains. We will have Nick's talk and some others coming up here soon so people can see it. But this is going to be a killer, folks. Order book for Spot. Order book for Perps. Real competitor to Binance, to Coinbase, to Hyperliquid, to the rest of these folks, happening fully on chain with a brand new VM called the JUP VM, built on the shoulders of the SVM, I should say. Functional innovation. We innovated to actually make things better. That's what you're going to see in the near term. Jupnet week is bigger than big. Let's be honest, says Scarlett. That's right. Yeah, when Jupnet week comes, it's going to be big week, big week, big week. If I say big week 20 times in the same tweet, then you know that's Jupnet week. Okay, that's your alpha for coming to this year. We need more utility for Jupe, says Ignacio. 50% of revenues go to Jupe. Use it as a burn sink inside of Verify and governance power, and you get airdrop. So I don't know. It seems pretty good to me. Okay, that's Jupnet. Oh, I'll show a little screenshot as well. This is just a little teaser right here, right? So you can just see we have unified tokens. This is actually so cool. If you deposit USDC from any chain, it kind of gets collateralized, or it gets kind of combined into just one. BTC, ETH, and Doge are just the other unified tokens for right now. There will be others. And then the Solana tokens. You can actually see the way that you can have tokens of different networks, deposit them over here. Jupnet is the most ambitious development. Well done to the team. Indeed, it is huge. Jupnet sounds powerful, says Yaraterra. Not wrong. Jupe VM is crazy, says Famesy. That's right. Scarlett said also can't have Nicholas and Soju on the same Planetary call without charging pay-per-view. That is correct. And yes, Bear, this is the Jupe logo over here. Anyway, that is what's been going on over on the Jupiter side. It's been a busy 2 weeks. I can't say, my goodness, how busy it has been. All right, thankfully, YK has arrived. He's in the back, but we're going to get to him in a second. We're going to start off here. I'm going to need you. I'm not going to need you. I'm going to need to demand you. Drop a little jam in the chat. Drop a little lady killer in the chat if you've been with us for long enough to know what that means. It is the one. It is the only. It is the lady killer himself, Soju. What's up, buddy boy?
G-Man, everybody, I'm back with my open cupboard that Seth Monty keeps asking me to close before I hop on a Planetary call. But yeah, it's been months and months since I've been here, but
So long.
We've been busy, and I'm very happy to be back here to talk a bit briefly about what we've been up to at Meteora and to share a little bit of alpha.
Ooh, I think people like this alpha. Soju hasn't aged a day, said Kai Karan. It's by his face, definitely not looking as good as ever. But my God, I know that the man's been working. His heart has aged a few days. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
This guy has not slept in a while. So Soju, been going ham over on the Meteora side, doing great stuff. You and Zen and the rest of the team, Mir and Sudoku and everybody else, been crushing it lately. People who have not been coming to the community calls or not maybe active parts of the LP Army, tell them, how is it that Meteora has kind of skyrocketed to the top lately? What's been the latest over here?
Yeah, I mean, so everyone knows I moved to Meteora maybe like 6 months ago, right after around March. So Meteora has actually done amazingly for the past 6 months. Even though I know how well we've done, I think like the 3 key areas I wanted to say is we've addressed all of our core community concerns. We came out with detailed proposals. We heard the LP Army out. We adjusted everything that in our tokenomics and stuff like that to address concerns. The second amazing thing was that we went back to what we're best at, shipping amazing technology. We shipped the DVC, the DMM V2, we powered Jupiter Studio. And lastly is numbers. I just want to say one number that I'm very proud of. We have made more volume, more fees, and all our numbers is up in the last 3 months compared to the first 3 months. So if you think about it, the Trump launch in January and compared to the last 3 months, we did better in the last 3 months compared to the Trump launch. That's how Meteora is crushing it right now. And
that's nuts. The Trump launch was, for anyone who was not around in January, the single busiest on-chain activity, I think, in the history of on-chain, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of users and volumes and everything else. So to be able to outpace that at a time when, I'll tell you frankly, a lot of people are saying, oh, meme coins are dead, or there's no on-chain trading activity, all this kind of stuff. Even in that environment, Meta's been going up only, which is pretty incredible, I gotta say.
Yeah, so we know what we are here to do. So at Meteora, the manifesto is live. We share our mission. Our mission right now for me is very simple. My goal is to tokenize every asset class on Solana so that Jupiter can trade all of it. So whatever that Jupiter can't bring to Solana natively, I will bring it for you. And then you will have Jupnet that will bring access to every other tokens on every other chain, and together we'll form the giant unified market. But if you want to watch the manifesto video, go to Meteora's Twitter, watch it. It's pretty amazing, and it's going to be my key focus for the next few months. And one thing that's very important to me is that TGE shouldn't be the end goal. So we should look forward to something after TGE. So we are doing Met Derby at Breakpoint. If you guys been, if you guys been to Katsambu, me and Cash had many sleepless nights together pulling Katsambu off. And I'm gonna be running it all back turbo without Cash for Met Derby. Just to bring everybody a day to look forward to that's after TGE. And I hope to see as many people there as possible. Yeah.
You know, I sometimes think that Soju is actually a very smart guy. And then I see that he's doing stuff like this, and I'm like, clearly he does not learn. He does not learn. He's a glutton for punishment. Yes, sleepless nights together did sound worse than I think we intended it. But yes, the Met Derby is going to be a killer. People should absolutely come to that if you can. I mean, I've been lucky. I spent a lot of time with the Meteora community, both in the early days and to get it now. Whether it's Heavy Metal Cook, of course, one of the leaders, but there's many great leaders there. Awesome group of guys and girls, all with a very singular kind of aim in mind of how to kind of earn in new ways by providing liquidity. I did see some comments about like, hey, the DLMM is confusing. Can I give a special shout out to my guy Molu? Molu has been crushing with his explanatory threads, his videos, all that kind of stuff. And if you still need more, the LP Army boot camps are the single best place to learn. So it's not just the great tech, it's also the great community, it's the great educational efforts bringing it to people that are leading to all of the recent success here. And Soju, I think you mentioned just yesterday on stage at Apex, or maybe today, or maybe a week ago, I have no idea, it was yesterday. I mean, time is a flat circle, honestly, so who cares? But I will say, the Met TGE date has been announced as well, is that right?
Well, it's maybe at the end of this slide, so we'll leave it.
Oh, is it on the next one? Okay, gotcha. Oh,
Yeah.
And here we go. Wait, is it on this one?
Go. Yeah.
Right,
Not this one. But anyways, that's like one quick last
here it
update about Met Derby is that Mia and my team will be coming up with a subsidy plan similar to what we did for Katsambu. And Jupiter, long-term Jupiter status and fans and LP Army mainstays will have priority. So keep an eye out for that. But yes,
very nice. Very nice.
As Cash has already spoiled, what I'm truly here today to talk about is the allocation plan for Jupiter status on TGE date. So I'm personally very proud of something I've designed, which is the liquidity distributor. We're gonna give all of you guys Met tokens in the form of LP position so that you can experience the full power of Meteora at TGE. But everyone wants to know, how do we calculate the Met, right? So this is how we're gonna calculate it. 3% of Met tokens will be distributed across all of Jupiter status in this year. 1% will be a flat distribution linearly to everybody who staked, based on time weight from January 1st to September 21st. So basically the average of your stake every day added together. But we'll be doing an additional 2% bonus for people who have never unstaked. So if you have never unstaked, you're going to be receiving 3x the tokens of someone who has unstaked before. So big shout out to the Cadet team for pulling this off for us. And also a big shout out to all the long-term Jupiter loyal fans who's been with us all along this month. Yeah, all along this year.
I'm gonna need to see some more W's in the chat right here. This is a massive situation here. Let's start off with the fact 3% of token supply is a gigantic amount of token supply. Let's be very clear. In fact, there were some worries in the LP Army that it was maybe too big. That's how large and generous this is as a way to invite people in. The innovation of not just sending tokens, but actually sending liquidity positions so that you can experience the tech yourself. And by the way, grow your airdrop through fees as well. That's the part that's I think really worth saying. And the fact here that we're doing time-weighted stake, so it's not just for, there's not like a single snapshot date. This really does reward the loyal people, the people who had their stake for longer. So maybe you only had whatever, let's say 1,000 jupe stake. But if you had it staked all year, you're going to end up getting more than someone who had 10,000 jupe staked for 1 month. Let's just say. I mean, I'm making up numbers a little bit here, but the major amount here, the major bonus, people who never unstaked. If you've been loyal with us this whole time, if you were staking at the time of the snapshot, September 21st, you are going to be getting the lion's share of things. We know it's been rocky. I know that with Jupe, it's not been up only, unfortunately, as much as we have tried. But this is a way to respond to reward those who have really been with us all along, and it makes sense to do this as well because you clearly have the kind of perseverance, the belief in the mission that's going to make you a great member of the Met community as well. Soju, how is the Met community feeling these days?
Yeah, I think the Met community was rightfully concerned because any additional tokens in the supply dilutes everyone else. But we've come up with a lot of mechanisms to make sure that doesn't happen. So a few key mechanisms is that number one, because all you guys are receiving it in a liquidity position, it is going to be a lot of people's first time using Meteora. And I want to bring the aha magic moment to everybody possible. If you guys have seen those Twitter videos or Twitter posts of a guy who put $1 in and suddenly got $10 out, or a guy who put $20 in and got $20,000 in fees out, I want to bring that moment to everybody in the Jupe DAO. And my hope is that a lot of you guys will convert to use Meteora afterwards, and ultimately the value of Meteora will rise. And I think after much discussions with the LP army, I think we are all aligned behind it right now. It's Medtober. It's time to rally together as a community and push Meteora forward. So I'm looking forward to do that with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is a great way to bring it together and a nice way to align the outcomes incentives. And he's not kidding, folks. I mean, like if you have not ever tried to provide liquidity before, it can be scary to some folks. But if you can try it out, it is damn exciting. There's some questions here. What if there's a lot of questions about what unstaked means? VDMD said, lol, unstake some 1 week before the deadline. FML. Sorry to hear it. Yes.
Let me just quickly answer all the questions I'm seeing in the chat. So when I say unstake, we only mean when you have fully completed the staking period and took the tokens out. Then it's considered unstake. So if you started the unstaking cooldown and you cancel it, you're fine.
Yeah.
This
Onslaught,
also doesn't. This also doesn't take into consideration the decay. So if you guys know that if you partially unstake, your voting power decays. The time weighted state has nothing to do with that. So you only traps whenever you pull the tokens out. Yeah. So that's all.
So it's a little bit more forgiving is the basic point here, right? So the goal is not to be punishing people that, oh, you had a change of heart or for 2 days you thought you had to unstake to do whatever else, that's not the point here. The point here is to try to reward the ones who are the most loyal. And, if you unstake, maybe by accident, as some people have here, you unstake for a week and then brought it back, you'd be absolutely fine in that case. So yeah, canceling unstake, Scarlett, to answer that question, will keep you in the full max territory here. Mahadi says, so good stake for 2 years now. Well, you're gonna reap the benefits of that. Any other questions you're seeing, Soju, that you want to respond to on the unstaking side?
No, I think I'm good actually. That's the main one.
Okay.
Well, if you have any more questions, I can be available on any platform as long as it's a reasonable hour in Singapore. Hit me everywhere. Yeah.
And also unreasonable hour, I will also say. Wait, sorry. There are maybe two or three things to clarify real quick. When we say 1% and 2%, that is not 1% of your Jupe staked coming back to you. It's 1% of the total supply of MET that will be going to you. So it's not going to be as simple as 1 to 2%. So some people I see are getting a little bit confused by that in the chat. To be super clear there, it's 1% of the total supply allocated for anyone who's staked based on time-weighted stake. 2% for anyone who never unstaked. But I will say this, I'm seeing this here. Yes, there's a time multiplier, Ignacio and some others asking. This is a linear distribution, but for those who have had their stake for longer, you'll get more. Basically, what we're trying to do here, and what Soju and the Met family are trying to do here, is make sure that we're getting around the people who might be gaming, right? If you just, let's say on September 20th, you just staked all of a sudden 100,000 Jupe or whatever, you're not going to get, 100,000 Jupe worth because you've only did it for 1 day. The person who's had whatever 10,000 for much longer will end up getting much more than you, right? So it's a way of kind of evening out the playing field here. That's the point of the time-weighted stake. Soju, anything to add on that?
One last thing is that the airdrop will be linear. So if someone has 10 time weighted and 100 time weighted, the 100 will get 10 times more. And the reason why we did it this way was that early on, me, Mel have always communicated that rewards in the JUP DAO will always be linear to discourage sibling, discourage vote wallets within, and then ensure that it's an even playing field for everybody. So we're sticking to the ethos this time, and airdrop will be linear. Yeah.
Yeah, linear for everyone. So again, if you're one of those people that has like 50 wallets and you're staking across, you're just making more work for yourself. Just consolidate into
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So Madi, if you unstaked and then canceled, you will be eligible for the max allocation. Again, you're not going to get 3%. It's 3% in total that's allocated for the Jupe stakers over here. If that makes you feel good, drop a little W in the chat. I think this is really something pretty special over here. You want to say something about the opportunities you're creating for all here, Soju?
So I think the last thing I want to tell everybody is that what is Meteora's mission? Like, I think everybody here knows Jupiter's mission very clearly, but Meteora's mission is actually to bring the power of crypto to everybody in the world, create opportunities for all, whether it's making money by providing liquidity, whether it's making money by launching your own asset classes or own tokens with Jupiter Studio, or whether it is making money by helping others people make money via bootcamp, LP Army initiatives. So expect to see us work like hell to create opportunities. Like what I always like to say is that I really benefited from crypto's opportunities. I met beautiful men like Cash, intelligent men like Mel, and I'm so happy every day working with them.
Why not beautiful and intelligent?
Beautiful and intelligent men like Cash. And
There
my
we go.
job is going to bring that to as many people as I can. And that's what I want to do. And that side is the final reminder that I'll see all of you on 23rd of October, where these liquidity position airdrops will be claimable, you earn fees, and we all have a great time.
Absolutely exceptional work here, Soju, both on Meteora, you, Zen, Mira, the rest of the team, absolutely crushing it. Innovative mechanism for an airdrop, never been done before. The liquidity distributor lets you get a feel of the product while you're also earning fees on top of your airdrop. It's really just like a win-win-win over here. And the Jupe stakers are going to be eating nicely and hopefully will become valued members of the community over in the LP Army as well. All right. I think that's about it. Soju, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you.
I'll see all of you on 23rd. See ya.
See ya. Bye. All right. Bam. Whew. All right. Now, I mean, you gotta be feeling pretty good if you're a Jupe staker on this. 3% of their total supply. I'm not one to come up with numbers or make those little delusional spreadsheets online, but 3% is exceedingly generous. I don't think you're going to see anything like that anywhere else, quite honestly. This is a very big deal for the stakers, and yet again adds on top of ASR, on top of just the good vibes you get, on top of whatever else might be coming in here. These are all benefits. But with that said, let's go into I love the vision of Tomo is like, you guys don't know tokenomics. I mean, we do have 3 tokens over $1 billion. Like, we have some sense of tokenomics. We're not perfect, obviously, but it's don't know. It seems a little bit too much, I think. Anyway, let's keep going here. Next up, we have a very interesting session. Are you DTF? What could this possibly mean? Well, there's only one person that can actually tell us, and that is the lawyer by day, the launcher by night, Mr. YK. Wasi, how you doing, buddy boy?
Oh, Cash, it's almost unfair that you're making me follow the Met airdrop. I don't think I could beat that, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this one, but I don't think I can beat 3% supply airdrop to stakers.
Well, I mean, there might be what he's about to say might also continue to benefit Jupe stakers in a way. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but let me just say, when I talk about melting faces, yes, of course, the Met airdrop details is part of it. But so is this announcement right here. This is a product that I am giga excited for. And Was, you're going to have to tell the people what you and the crew have been working on.
I am very, very excited about this one. It's actually pretty much the first thing I started working on. In fact, I started talking to Meow about this before I even joined Jupiter. And one of the reasons I joined was so that I could build out this product. And I'm very, very excited by it. So, I mean, for those of you that kind of don't know what I used to do before I worked with Jupiter, I've advised on about 80 to 90 token launches at this point in the industry, sort of like ranging everywhere. I've done Kaito, I've done Initia, I've done across pretty much every single chain. And this is something that I've almost sort of dreamed about for a very long time. So, is there a next slide? Yeah.
There is. You ready for it? All right, here we
Of
go.
course. Yeah, here we go.
DTF, Decentralized Token Formation.
Indeed. So as you guys know, I've done a lot of work on the studio side with working on the launchpad. A lot of exciting stuff coming out there on the studio side. But the other piece of token creation is also capital formation. It's kind of almost kind of goes hand in hand. And DTF, decentralized token formation, I can't claim credit for that. That's actually entirely Meow. Meow was like, DTF, that's the way. And he's very good at acronyms that way.
No, what he said was DTF, and then he giggled a lot.
Yes. Exactly what Meow said. And essentially what we're trying to do here is use capital formation, a mechanism. Almost in a way, it's kind of like almost like running ICO's back turbo, but better. Now, we've sort of been in this world in the last couple of years.
Hold on. Watson, your audio is dog shit and no one can understand. Hold on. Let's yeah.
Can you hear me? Better?
It's cutting in and out. Signal is cooked. Wassi's Oregano is not just you, kind Chiron. Let's try again. Nope.
Can you hear me?
Wassi is breaking up bad, bro. What am I listening to? Audio is bad. Sounds goated. Audio is bad. No, get out of here. All right. Well, I want to tell you a little bit about this because I'm very excited myself. So, decentralized token formation. This is a new permissioned launchpad. It's for capital formation, powered by JUP Studio, which people here and many people in this chat in particular have really been working very hard to help push forward. DTF is going to help projects in raising funds, right? ICOs are dead. Long live DTFs. That's the new motto. Decentralized token formations. He's back here. Let's try again.
Can you hear me now?
I think it's better. Chemo said Wassi sounds like he's yapping from the inside of a TV that is inside of a blender. Oh, nope. It's immediately fucked again. Bro, are you on Jupiter? What's this audio? Please continue roasting YK's audio. This would be delightful. And now we can't hear you at all, which is honestly an improvement over what it was. Girk is DTF with anyone. Of course you are, Girk. All right. And there it goes again. So, as I was saying, the goal here is to enable capital formation to happen fully on chain. This is what internet capital markets are actually all about, right? Capital formation on chain, transparent, aligned, creating certainty to everyone and accessible to people all around the world. So DTF is actually kind of two things put together. It is a launch product. So if you are a project, you can launch at a fixed price where all participants in the token sale pay the same price in order to subscribe to the tokens on a first come, first served basis. We're really excited. And the hope here is that this kind of permissioned model allows high quality projects to go to market and do fundraising in a way that's really transparent and accessible to everyone. And then when that fundraising target is reached, the tokens are actually released immediately to participants. You can have lockups and vests using Jupiter Lock, or they can be immediately claimable by folks as well. Critical thing to know here, everything on DTF is going to be pre-vetted by Jupiter. So this is a permissioned launchpad. This is unlike Studio, right? Anyone watching this right now can go onto Studio today and launch a coin and start to build a community. This DTF product, part of the Studio launch suite, but is different in its functioning here. Polymonger says, this is considered the new CatPad. It is indeed that kind of theory of the CatPad. It's a similar kind of spiritual successor in that sense. Let's see, is YK back? Oh, he's back and his eyes are very close to the phone. Let's see. Nope, no such luck. YK is fully frozen. Okay. So as I was saying, in order for the team to be able to work with us on any particular team to work with DTF, they're going to need to make sure that they have sufficient disclosures, right? This is really one of the key things that we want to bring to the table. Clear information, white papers, documentation, etc. Clear knowledge on the prior fundraising rounds, clear tokenomics breakdown. We just generally want to make things a little bit cleaner in this space so that you as an investor or a community member can know what you're getting into. And so the projects are kind of all on the same standard. Right now, it's very uneven. People are doing all sorts of different things. And so this is a nice way to bring people a little bit closer together here. Let's see if he's back now. Third time's a charm.
Hello, does this work now?
This works now better. Yes, I was
Brilliant.
just talking about the launch and the claim side of things. You want to tell people a little bit about the features around the pre-sale?
Brilliant. And exactly. I think when I cut off, I was saying that I used to do a lot of I mean, I advised on a lot of token launches. And one of the things that's been a recurring theme, as you guys have seen it, like Echo and Legion and a bit of Kaito and all of these sort of like capital formation vehicles, is that, oh, the deal is, oh, you get to participate in a safe or warrant at some point, the token's going to launch, and you participate on the same terms with the VCs. Well, what if we just largely took the VCs out of the picture? What if teams could just raise money on chain in a very transparent manner? When someone says they, and the thesis behind DTF was literally when a team says that I'm gonna sell 10% of my tokens for, whatever, I'm gonna do a raise at 20 million FDV and I'm selling 10% of my tokens, I'm selling for $2 million. And they're saying I'm giving 20% to the team, for example. And we actually lock up the team supply. And we say this amount is going to the community. We actually lock up the community supply. And all of this is verifiable on chain. 100% of the tokens that a project is saying is out there is actually being accounted for. So you will be able to see it on Juplock. You see the wallet going, this is the team wallet, and this is where it's unlocking to. This is the community wallet, and this is where it is unlocking to. So that is the sort of level of transparency we're aspiring towards. And hopefully, ideally, the end game here is that every project that wants to raise money is just going to raise money on chain using BTF. So I'm not sure where Cash got to.
This is how we move forward. This is how
correct.
we push the ball forward, right? It's not only a technological advancement, right? Putting the right tech together, liquidity pools with Meteora and Jupiter Lock and Studios kind of functionality and team as well. But it's also pushing forward the kind of culture of what a good launch looks like, right? And the hope is we get to a point where so many great projects are launching on DTF that if you're not launching in this kind of transparent manner, people you don't pass the sniff test, right? People get a little bit more confused and concerned with what you're doing here. And there's a bunch of features over on DTF to help make this possible. Tell the people about pre-sales here, Wasi.
Well, with pre-sales, essentially what we're rolling out, because I hope you can still hear me, right? I'm just like sort of walking around trying to get good connections.
You're good.
It's good. Is that everyone can participate in the sale on a first-come, first-basis. Founders can initially just sort of whitelist addresses. There are multiple sale phases, right? So you kind of have the whitelist phase, your first-come, first-serve, first-come public phase, and so on and so forth, where everyone sort of pays the same price to get it. And you know that when you put in 20 cents and the sale fills out, you are getting a token. There is no wait for TGE. Maybe it happens in 6 months. Maybe it happens in 3 years. Maybe it never happens. And I'm sorry we took your money and rubbed it. Doesn't happen. The moment the funding goal is reached, the token is released. It might be released subject to vesting terms, but it is released. You do no longer deal with that level of uncertainty when it comes to raising, when it comes to putting money into into sort of early stage fundraising. So the pre-sale product itself, and the idea in the future actually is to add even more gating mechanisms to it, such that if I were a project founder and I want to select for people that have held X amount of tokens for X amount of time, I can select for those. And that's
So Wasi, your sound is rugging yet again. In the chat is roasting you yet again. I don't know. Your audio is good for a little bit. Let's give it one last try. You had it good, and then I think you moved or something. Last chance here. Oh, and he's gone. So what we're saying here, basically, the idea with the pre-sale is that you can have multiple phases, right? So let's say in the first phase, you're a project, and you want to just whitelist people that have interacted with your protocol already to make sure that your users in your community who have actually seen what you're building get first dibs. No worries, DTF can support that. Let's say that instead you want to have everybody come in and it's just first come, first serve. DTF can support that as well. All the different ways that you might want to fundraise can now happen fully verifiably on chain, customized to what you would like to do. So yeah, people are saying Cash speed. The video is good. I don't know why the audio is bad. Yeah, I'm not sure too either. But the point is, you can see this is a very early kind of like design markup. And you will notice here that Jup Stakers is going to be built into this platform as well as an easy and direct way to start to get our community on your side. Obviously, we're going to be pushing projects to try to use it where possible, although we cannot guarantee anything. Hold on. Oh, even my shit's now messed up. Too windy inside the house. Yeah, the audio isn't good. Hold on. What the heck? Okay. So yes, this is one of the key features here. Basically, as Wasi was trying to say earlier, he's worked on many, many ICOs, many token creations, right? IPOs are where you have initial public offerings. ICOs were initial coin offerings. DTFs are decentralized token formations. This is not just a fundraising, trust me, bro environment. This is fundraising where the token comes once the funds are raised and you actually get going, given a lot more of that certainty over here. That's one key feature. Another key feature is on the transparency and the lockups. We're using Jupiter Lock, multiple times audited, fully on chain, been working for a long time to enforce lockups in streams fully on chain. A lot of times you're going to see those little pie charts, right? And it'll be like 10% for investors and 15% for team and 45% for community. And then you really just have to kind of pray that that's what the team ends up doing. And a lot of teams do, but not all of them. With DTF, it is impossible for them to try to trick you like that because all of the tokens are there on chain, within lock, verifiable by anyone in the community at any time. So you have pre-sale token claims, which can be, by the way, immediate, or they can also be on a vesting basis in case you want to have your early supporters who get in at the best price, show some longer-term conviction and some longer-term alignment. You can do that as well. And then all other tokens are put into those labeled wallets and then released according to the tokenomics, which must be disclosed before we go. Liam says, how often will projects be launched on here? Not that often. That's the honest truth. We really want this to be a place for high caliber projects. Since we are vetting them ourselves as Jupiter, we want to make sure that we kind of stand by these. Now, obviously, let me just say this very clearly. We don't know that every one of them is going to be successful. This is not some kind of financial advice or guarantee. Instead, this is a way of saying, hey, these people are at least who they say they are, and we know that they're going to put the tokens in lock, that they're going to disclose responsibly. And we're not going to do a ton. Shout out to BorgPat, shout out to everyone else who's been doing stuff like this in the past. Let me tell you about one last feature here, which is the LP setup. Upon completion of the pre-sale, DTF will also help pair the stipulated amount of the base token with a project token set aside for liquidity provisioning in the DAMM pool in Meteora, which, as you just heard from Soju, is the best liquidity pool technology out there, which means you can start earning fees. You'll start earning fees directly on it. So for a project team, you can raise the funds, and then there's a lot of fees that are being created as well, which ensures that the pool is relatively deep right away, rather than a team raising a bunch of money and then having a really thin liquidity pool and people getting wrecked. So this is a way to put all together now. Is Wasi back? Let's try Wasi one last time.
Thanks, Kash. I'm hoping it's not my phone that's completely blown up, but you've done an incredible job just explaining it. It sort of shows how excited you are about this product, pretty much.
Oh, I can't tell you. I mean, the only thing I'm not excited about, I wish this was out a while ago, but Wasi's taking his time. He's cooking it right. He's using years of experience across like literally 100 different token launches to make sure that it fits the needs. So he's got to take some time to cook, but I mean, Wasi, you can look at our messages. Like every other day, I'm like, yo, when DTF? Please, we got to get this out there. This is too good. Tell the people about the LP setup here a little bit.
Okay, I'm hoping this works, but essentially it's pretty much just that, in that after the race is done, we also specifically state how much is the liquidity, because this happens all the time. It's like, oh, this amount of liquidity. But when they say liquidity, it just means the foundation's dumping it on you, or a market maker's dumping it on you. No. In this case, it goes into the Meteora LP pool and you can see it. So the name of the game is transparency. You know what you're buying. We'll make sure that when people click, you know exactly what the tokens are. You know exactly what the project is doing. So that's kind of what we're trying to go for with DTF here. And I'm incredibly excited by this whole thing. Because, like, I mean, Kash, just think about it. Imagine if we did DTF and Jupnet.
Now you might be dropping too much alpha, my boy. Now you might be dropping too much alpha. But yes, this is going to be on Solana first for sure. And I got to say, I think this is a major step forward, honestly, not just for the Jupiter product suite, not just for Jupe Studio, but really for crypto as a whole, right? In an industry that is so obsessed with things being trustless, there's a lot of trust me bro energy that's out there. And DTF is here to help clean that up and put things, use the technology the best way that it can be used, which is for that transparency, for that alignment, for that certainty. And over here, we say that Jupiter is also going to have a commitment to projects here as well. Can you tell folks about what our end of the deal is going to be?
I mean, on our end, like Kash mentioned, it's a permission product, which means that on our end, on Jupiter's end, it means that every product has been somewhat, on some level, vetted by the Jupiter team, and we are comfortable that these guys are legitimate. And therefore, we are going to provide some level of co-marketing support and some sort of technical support with all of these teams. So it's something that will hopefully I mean, the Jupiter brand is associated with legitimacy, sort of transparency, and it is something that we will also lend out essentially or use to support teams that we have on DTF, which is why, as Kash says, there's not going to be that many launches on DTF. It is a permission product. We are going to be very careful with who we put on there and what terms are on there.
That's right. Of course, again, just want to make this super goddamn clear. It's not financial advice. This is not us saying that, hey, this token is going to $10 trillion or anything else like that. It's just saying that, hey, these people, they are who they say they are. They're earnest. They're trying to build something the right way, and they're willing to do fundraising in a transparent fashion, which honestly does not apply to a lot of teams. I'll tell you very honestly, even if this was permissionless, I don't know how many teams would want to do this, because a lot of teams want to do some shady shit behind the scenes. But the ones we're going to work with, no. So hopefully this will be an opportunity for you in the Jupiter community to learn and become part of many other great projects before other people do. Hopefully we'll be able to get some airdrops for Jupe stakers or some other kind of rewards for Jupe stakers, even if it's early access and early whitelisting. And all in all, this is going to help continue to grow the pie and clean up the space in a way that we need to if we really are serious about onboarding more people to DeFi. Is Soju DTF? I mean, it depends who you are, I guess. Girk, for you, definitely not. Anyway. But yes, this is a permissioned launchpad product that I think is pretty incredible stuff here. Wasi, any other things that you want to say about DTF? A lot of people are asking when DTF. Anything you can say on that side?
Much sooner than you think. I think on current timelines, within the next month. Fingers crossed.
There we go.
And we have some absolute banger launches lined up. Very excited to work with some of these teams we're talking to.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, the first one in particular, I think I'm super, super excited about it. I think a lot of you people will be as well. And let this be a note. So we're announcing this now partially so. If you are a project or you are part of a community for another project, or your baby mama has a project that you think is kind of high caliber enough to meet the DTF standard, reach out to Wasi. He's the one running this project. He's the one making the calls and figuring things out here. Wasi, can you say anything about how you're kind of evaluating projects for DTF and like what makes a good DTF project?
I think fundamentally, ideally, the situation we want to be in is this is the first and last capital formation round. Like we've had this matter of non-stop angel rounds, and then you do a seed round and a strategic round and a Series A round, and you've got all these
KOL
people
round,
KOL round. And you've got all these people sort of essentially waiting for someone else to mark up the bag. What if we just went back to the good old days if you raise money one time and you build it, and if it works, you've got enough money in the treasury to sell in the future. So what we try to prioritize here is like transparency when it comes to fundraising. We know it's not always possible because obviously some of these projects might have raised money in the past, but tell us how much you've raised. And ideally, what we want here is a situation where everyone wins. It's a situation where you get community members coming in at a cheap price. You're not using them as like exit liquidity, for example. It's not like, oh, I've got an angel investor that put in money at 10 million and I'm selling it to you guys at 100 million, for example. That's something we absolutely are saying no to. And there's some projects that kind of do that, right? Where they're like, oh, we raised at this round, we want it. But our last round was X, Y, and Z, and it's been marked up by some investor somewhere. No, we don't really want that, right? At the end of the day, what we want, ideally, the end game we want to get to, you raise on DTF and that's it. There's no Series A, there's nothing else. You raise some DTF, token goes out, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Folks, this is going to be a big one. I think this is a banger product. It's something that crypto desperately needs. It's going to help the Jupiter product suite grow even faster. Powered by Jupe Studio. So it's a new kind of format within the Jupe Studio umbrella of how to launch tokens. And I think it's pretty exceptional. And Wasi's been putting in the work over here. Hey, Wasi, Molu here. I'm DTF. Just so you know, Wasi, Molu's ready for you there. Only the cleanest projects will be on DTF. Yes, and Wasi, I saw somebody say Wasi just made a dev somewhere very angry by putting a timetable on it. We'll see on that one. But he's going to make a lot of people and a lot of projects very happy by putting together DTF. Wasi, any last words on the DTF side of things?
No, I think that's it. My phone's cutting out, so I'm very excited. I hope it's gonna be the first of many things coming for the Jupiter launch initiative. First of many things, many more exciting things happening.
Up only from here. Wasi, thank you so much. To your internet provider, thank you not at all. Everybody, let's see it. Yeah, DTF is a big deal folks. I will tell you honestly, I don't even know how we ship so many products. Like, it's crazy. It's not live just yet. Any DTF tokens you see right now are fake. Watch our socials. You'll see everything that you need to see over there. We're going to have a thread coming out very soon that, again, gives some of those details out to folks. If you know a project that could be a good fit, let us know. Reach out to Wasi, and he can start to get this going. DTF, absolutely going to crush. 1% of DTF tokens supplied to JUP stakers, please. We're certainly going to be trying to work with folks. I mean, listen, what we see is that when we have JUP stakers help support JUP as a project, it makes other people more excited about getting them on their side too. Right? So if you are watching this and you want more people to work with JUP stakers, be the change you want to see in the world. Be cool out there, put out the good vibes, and more people will want you on their side as well. That's what I would say there. Nothing, of course, guaranteed over here. JUP team is coming with amazing things. Thank you, Lion. I do agree. All right. With that said, let's move on. DTF powered by JUP Studio. That's right, Alpha on NFTs. Let's go into the last section here because I know we're late, but I told you it's going to be a banger call, and I wasn't lying here, was I? Cadet's corner. We're going to bring him up. It is, people already know. Oh my God. I didn't know we were going to get to see your face, Pickle Boy. Have people seen your face before? Is this your first time doxing? Wow. First time doxing. Oh my goodness. It is, of course, the one, the only, the legend. Girk is in the building, everybody. What's going on, Girk?
Not much. Trying not to get banned everywhere, but that's as usual.
For people who don't know,
I have to say, I think this is the second time. I was on Jup and Juice for like a year ago or something, but it's the first time this year at least.
First time, 2025, the face is out. Shout out to Girk. Now, listen, Girk is something of a legend in the Jupiter community. There's no other way to put it. He does deserve to be banned everywhere. That is obvious.
Yep.
But Girk, for people who don't know, and that includes me, actually. I don't really know too much about you, besides that you are the pickle boy who deserves to be banned, and that you roast me most of the time and try and say sexually suggestive things when we're doing town halls.
I don't know what you mean.
Who are you, Girk? Tell the people a little bit about yourself here.
So I'm Girk. I'm built from IKEA. I'm down to fuck with everyone, but that's just me. I like to gamble. I lose a lot of money. I win a lot of money. And I like Jupiter and food. So that's about me.
Really, that's all you need in life, honestly. That's really the secret to a long and healthy life is like to gamble, like Jupiter, be down to fuck.
Yep. So, but don't take this as advice. Don't gamble. It's not good for you.
Yeah, and don't get banned either. How did you initially find the Jupiter community?
I believe it. I work for Uprock. So Uprock launched with the LFG launchpad back in 2024 in January or February or whatever. So I joined before that to join the community basically, and then I just stuck here.
Shout out to Jesse and the gang. Love Uprock. LFD from back in the day. So yeah, that's actually a great example of the way in which like launchpad efforts end up bringing more people into the Jupiter community as well, which hopefully will happen to DTF as well, I think, over time. So you came in, and then were you the pickle boy from the beginning? Were people trying to ban you from the day one, or how did you evolve into this menace?
This is like my 5th Discord account. So I have a few accounts that's already banned in Jupiter. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. But yeah. So I wasn't the pickle boy forever. I believe it was RJ that made my profile picture before like Cat Istanbul in January. Before that, I was just a random dude doing manual stuff. So.
And so tell us more about the Girk lore within the server, because obviously there's a lot of people in the chat who are very familiar with your work, but we have 10,261 views right now according to StreamYard. I assume not all of those people are as familiar with your work. How would you describe what it is that you bring to the Jupiter community?
I wonder that myself sometimes, to be fair, but just laugh, I'd say, and happy and smiles. And sometimes I bring angry people as well, because a lot of people don't like me for some reason. I don't know why, but
I can't imagine why.
I don't know. But yeah, that's basically it. I would say vibes, in short.
Do you have a favorite Jupiter product, Girk?
JUP Mobile, I'd say. I use it daily.
Oh, very nice.
And
What do
portfolio.
you think of the new P&L feature?
I love it. No, I hate it. It's just red. So
That's not even right
it's a win, but a loss for me personally.
I will say it is I've seen some things in the chat about banning. I think it is a bannable offense to come back into the server after having been banned on a different account to sneak back in. That's interesting.
I mean, you
That's
don't know
interesting.
who's me and who's not me.
That's
I might be
true.
you.
We might just have to ban every single person and shut down the Discord server. That might be
I
the
think
only
so.
way to
Yeah.
stop this menace, I think.
Do a helium. Close Discord and move to Twitter.
Oh, is that what Helium did? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Girk is just a nice guy, although he blocked his own toilet in Istanbul, or was it the shower?
Yeah, I blocked the shower. So I took a shower and it flooded over and I had to get a new room. For some reason. Yeah. I blame the hotel though.
I want to crowdsource this little Cadet's Corner right now. So in the chat, let us know other stories about Girk or questions that you have for him, but we'll just take them. Softshell's the guy saying I haven't smiled as much in a long time. I got to say, either have I. This is definitely as soon as I saw that it was Girk or Cadet's Corner, I was like, oh, this is going to be a menace. Lion says Girk is an amazing guy. Let's see what else we have. IKEA. What is the story? So you were born in an IKEA, or you're made of IKEA parts?
I'm native IKEA model.
Native IKEA.
Yeah, so I'm like a time travel that came before IKEA, really. So I'm really the secret founder. Yeah. No, but I'm born and raised in Sweden, and no one knows Sweden if you don't say Zlatan, Meatballs, or IKEA. So I usually go with IKEA.
Who doesn't know Sweden? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder that too. But...
Other things here. Girk is consistently Girk, says LT. That's correct, I think.
Yep.
Bring Girk to the JUP 2026 conference. Definitely going to be doing that.
I'm coming.
Girk is, that's for sure. We're going to fly Girk out no matter where he is. Kind Chiron says that he only eats Swedish fish for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, surströmming in Swedish, so fermented fish.
Fermented fish.
It's delicious.
Well, do you know, DeFi Badger asks, what is the inspiration behind the Pickle Boy PFP? I know you said RJ made it, but
I don't know. It says a pickle.
Why did he make that?
I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember what I ate for breakfast. I don't know. That's like a year ago or something. I have to ask him after the call, but I have no answer for that at the moment.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Is it Sweden that has that surströmming?
Yeah.
What is surströmming?
It's fermented fish in.
Oh, that's the first fermented fish.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So it stinks, but it's actually kind of tasty, to be fair. It's just salty and fishy and slimy.
Yeah, it sounds delicious. It's just smelly and slimy and doesn't taste good.
It is kind of good, to be fair, if you eat it with potatoes and sour cream.
Are you I think it's the Finns that are more into this. What is your opinion of the Finns?
No comment.
Comment.
Okay, yeah, I like the Finns. I don't like Denmark though.
It's the Danes that you don't like. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I love Raccoona and the Finnish people.
The Scandinavians, it's hard to tell if they're staying together or if they're constantly at war. I lose track sometimes.
So Sweden is better than Norway. So Morten is he's no one. And Raccoona is fine. He's a nice dude, but the Danes is just horrible.
Can't stand it. Well, let's say we're big fans of Girk. It's an acquired taste. I would say I am indeed a fan of Girk. Girk, any advice for people who are watching this who want to become just like a part of the fabric of the Jupiter community, such as yourself?
I just join the chat, really. I'm like living in the chat, so just join and say hi and let's talk.
Just get in there.
Just get in there, yeah.
Sorry. Scarlett has one important question. Can we hear more about your relationship with Mike?
No, fuck him.
Kirby.
But I will say this: buy 1% of Kirby, or you have no balls. I know you have some balls, but
I've got big balls. I bought 1% of Kirby. That's
yeah. I'm about to do that now.
I was cyberbullied into it. I won't deny it. It did not come naturally to me to get it to become part of Kirby, but I forgot to tweet this actually. but I made some random comment somewhere being like, oh yeah, if you ratio me 34 times or something, then, or I get my top count 34 times, then I'll do it. And then like 4 days later, Mike sent me a message saying, hey, we did it. I said, no, you didn't. And then he sent me, I swear to God, 34 screenshots of every single time that they had been my top reply. Those guys were
He
not
cyberbullied
listening.
me to chill Kirby on this call as well, so I kind of have to.
Mike is out here, man. He's doing the goddamn
He's
thing.
doing the work, yeah.
Yeah, ag working. That's what it looks like. Anyway, Girk, any last things to say to the Planetary Call faithful?
Good things are coming. Good tech. I like it.
Good. That's what we like to see. Are you going to get a merit airdrop?
Yes. I have stayed since the day one. Never on state, so it's coming.
That's why Girk's a legend, folks. Girk, thank you so much. Go enjoy
Thank you for having me.
your balls or whatever the fuck, and I will catch you very soon.
Thank you. See ya.
Peace. Girk. Yeah, if you watched that and you didn't really know what was going on there, you got to spend more time in the Discord. You got to spend more time in the VC. You got to come to more of the town halls. Girk is a legend out there. Give me a little W Girk in the chat. RJ Ray says Girk is a legend. W Girk, good job. Big thumbs up to the Girky boy. That's right. I hope he can see the chats and see how loved he is within the community. Well, folks, that's going to be about it. It is 12:42 here in Singapore. It's an undisclosed location, but we had a hell of a call today. But let me just tell you, so many wins this week in the Jupiverse. Met airdrop juicy with an extra bonus for those who have never unstaked, who have stayed loyal the entire time, and a brand new killer product in DTF, replacing ICOs with a new permissioned launchpad for capital formation on-chain, fully transparent, doing it the right way before we ended up with the big homie, Girk, over here, built in IKEA, as they say. Well, I'll say, this has been a really fun one. I appreciate everyone for coming out. I know we're doing this every other week now. Remember, the next week at the same time, we're going to have the Perps town hall with Alleycat and AG. Shout out to them. We got some other good stuff cooking for you, folks. I can't tell you. The next Planetary Call is going to be pretty crazy. There's a lot of stuff are going to happen between now and then. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay.